Hey, what's up guys? Alex here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on how to make a deck because I have had some suggestions. So let's say that you want to make like maybe an attribute or a type based deck. Um and those are some of the easier ones, and archetype based decks is another one. So archetype based, well, you just read through the archetype cards and you cannot put them together. But I'm going to take more of a random deck. So first of all, we are going to look through let's say we're gonna want to make a dark deck. No, a zombie deck. So we're gonna search monster. We're gonna go type zombie. Okay, yeah. And we don't want um all these normals. So first we're gonna look through all the cards, and you're gonna kind of see what you want. Like you can say, oh well, this card's no such summon. This card's type comes half your opponent's life point. Um, there are other cards. So let's see Zombie Master. So we want to get back cards. So we're going to say, let's go ahead and go two of them. And we can say, oh, well, this one's good, so we'll run three of it. Okay? And then we can start choosing, and we can say, Pyramid Turtle's pretty good because I can get in my monsters. So we're going to want to run two of those, maybe. And then you keep on looking. Oh, you read through the effects and just see how they work together. So we can see that maybe you don't want to run this guy, but this guy searches your stuff, so you might want to run him. Um, you just keep on looking, and maybe you want to run him for protection, or maybe you want to run a third of this guy just for searches. And we're just gonna keep on looking. Um, just gonna go here, and we're gonna go. And we're gonna put Plague Spreader in here. So now we got a revivable tuner, let's say, and we can start running like revived King Hades. And then we realize, oh well, see, all the cards in here work in the graveyard, so maybe we want to add some cards that can support the deck. So, for example, Curry Bandit at 3 or so. And we realize everything's dark, or most of it's dark. Dark. Well, we're putting cards in the graveyard, so maybe we want to add something like Necro Gardenas, or so we could add Necro Gardena or something like that. Doesn't matter, but Darkroom Dragon. Because you put a bunch of darks. Now what you could run Raiden if you wanted to, and you could run BLS. So now we got that. We want to add staples. Maybe you want to add um, effect wheelers. Or maxis. Because these are staples. They're not really staples, but they can help you. So this is our deck so far. Um, you're gonna want to look at some other stuff. So now it's for the spells. So we want to start off with the staple stuff. So what are our staples? We have cards like now a Regaki. We have um, MST. So you're gonna want to run a few of those. We have Soul Charge. Ah. Sorry, guys. Because that's just kind of a staple. We do put cards in the graveyard, so Foolish Burial might be good stuff. Also, Burial from... That's the number one because we banished, say, from Mizuki only. Get Mizuki's back in the graveyard. So now we got that. Maybe we want to add cards like Upstart to increase the draw, or Pot of Duality. But for this deck, probably Upstart Goblin. There are other staples that you can run, kind of like Tour Guide. You can run Tour Guide as techs. This is what I consider techs, like Effect Veiler, Maxi, Tour Guide. Those are, in my opinion, and Upstart Pot of Duality, those are tech cards that you can add that aren't quite necessary. So we got this so far, and there's so many more cards you can run. Let's start with the traps. So we want to go with the staple traps. Bottomless, Solemn, Warning, Tribute, oh, Torrential, um, Compulse is another staple. So as you guys see, you want to add staples, but you also want to add cards that work together, like Kree Bandit helps speed up the deck. Mizuki, you can run, that you run Factvale, you could run Chaos Sorcerer BLS. You just want to run cards that can speed up the deck. And the cards that work together. So you gotta figure out, choose a playstyle at first. Like what kind of thing you want to run. In fact, you can run Mystic Tomato if you wanted to, for special summoning these guys or whatever. But that's not necessary. These are some staple traps. Some other ones are Deep Prison. That could be considered another staple trap. These are the main four staples: Compulse, Torrential, Solemn, and Bottomless. Other staple traps could be Mirror Force, but you don't want to run that. It's too slow, this format. Phoenix Wingman Blast could be a tech. You could tech Karma Cut for the tech options, but for like the spell lineups, it's you really have to choose. Like if you want your faster deck, you might want to choose Upstart Goblins. But if you don't run a lot of special summons, maybe you want to do Pot of Duality. So you get the basic idea, but I haven't finished up the main deck. But I can go into the extra deck. So let's say we want to do a extra deck. So we're gonna choose monster. We're gonna do XYZs for start, and we're gonna choose what rank. So we're gonna be making rank 4s. So we're gonna search for 4s, and we probably don't want the ones that need 3. It's just pretty much they're too hard to summon. But you just scroll through there. Maybe you want a Utopia. That's kind of a staple. Let's just look through here. Maybe if you're running a machine deck, you can run Gear Gigant X. Black Ship is another tech. 101's a staple. Castell's another staple. These get over stuff that can't be destroyed by card effects. Direwolf's another staple. XYZ. Exciton and Maestroke are also staple XYZs. And then these are good for, because you're graveyard based deck, so you can put them in the graveyard. And Abyss Dweller's another staple. You gotta run Abyss Dweller. So, you could run Cowboy, but I don't like him. It's just the stuff. And then you want to go, let's say, okay, so, well, we know I can make a level 6 Synchro, so we're gonna want to go, and we're gonna change that to Synchro, and we're gonna choose level 6, and we're gonna search. So I can put in Goyo, You can run Gaia Knight. You can run 5 King Hades. You could run Orient Dragon and or Vulcan the Divine. Let's just throw them in. I'm just gonna finish up the main deck real quick to see what we could add. What's a zombie? We could run Pod of Dichotomy, but no, not in the zombie deck. It's probably. Well, let's see. We don't really want to recycle, but we got our staples really figured out, and then we can run cards like Call of the Haunted. That's a tech. You could consider that a tech card because it really is kind of in some sort of decks. And then we're gonna run Wing Wind Blast because we can get rid of our Mizukis. So pretty much, I'm gonna run another Deep Prison. That is how to make a deck. I went over the extra deck because I know a lot of you guys want to know how to make a deck. You just have to look through the cards and you have to add staples. You have to figure out what cards you want to run and how they work together. So you could decide I want to run a psychic deck. So we're gonna go monster and we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna search effect and we're gonna go type psychic and you just search through all of these cards and figure out a strategy that you want to do and work through them. Another thing you can do is you can search through cards that have psychic in their name to kind of support it. But archetype based decks are the easiest. But yes, this is basically how to make a deck. Yeah, that's about sums it up. Um, it's just you gotta figure out which cards work together and everything. Alright, and also one more thing, you gotta look at the levels of your monsters and figure out what rank X is these. If you're running Tour Guide, maybe you wanna run Zen Mains or something. Or if you're running a deck that banishes and Tour Guide, then you can run Levier. You could run a ton of whole new cards. I'm also gonna show you a cool staple in this format. How do you spell it? Caius? Yeah, Caius. You could tech a Caius. You yes, you could tech a Caius. Number tech is a Rises, and since you summon Mass Swarm, Rises another tech you could run. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna do some dulls with this for fun. Anyways, I'll catch you guys later.